Hello there, you wonderful person. I am Gareth Mason, and we are gonna try out Citizen Sleeper. I I don't know. Something about this game told me that I needed to record this. So that is what I'm doing right now. I was looking through the catalog of games, and this game was for free there. And I don't know, there was something in this game that caught my eye. Actually, let me put my headset so there's no uh, echo. Okay, so let's go. New game. Yeah, don't really know anything about this game. There was something about capitalism. Uh, it's a role-playing game. Let me see. Is there Portuguese in this? No Portuguese, huh? Okay. So here we go. Ooh, alright. Operator. An operator works with drones and high precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. I like that. Perk transfer intercept, chance to gain SRYO on interface actions. Don't know what that means. We got engineer, interface, endure, intuit, and engage. Engineer is work with machines and physical tools. Interface, work with digital interfaces. Endure, use strength or strength of will. Oh, -1 on that. Intuit, intuit, approach problems with awareness. And engage, approach a problem head on. Okay, interesting. Operator is interesting. We got extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Yeah, so more endure, but -1 into it. Yeah, definitely not me. We got machinist. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, this is definitely me. Work with machines and physical tools. -1 to approach a problem head on. Yeah, that's me. I don't approach problems head on. I think, and I am. I like the music. I gotta say, and the art style seems pretty cool. So I tend to be overwhelmed when I'm tackling a problem for the first time. Unknown, where are you? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Let's think about that body for a little while. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in behind and around you, and sensations fade out of touch, out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dual nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face. cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with a banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the others? You remember there were 10 of you. 10 that could no longer stand the indentured work. The routines. Whoops a daisy. The routines. The slow decay. 10 whose belief in their promised future was slowly dismantled day by day until they realized they had sold away everything that could and would ever matter. 10 that would escape or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on the grim and heartless rock, even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached your destination. Let's try to rest for a bit. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You were duly aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from the rigor. Sound too, everywhere. Screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light. White as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Oh, cool. I imagine this game to be. Oh, cool. This is one of those disc ships. Dragos, pragmatic salvager. Yeah, I imagine this game to have similarities with Disco Elysium just by the screenshots I saw on the PlayStation. Dragos, a pragmatic and private salvager. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognitions, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you all thawed out? Thawed? You all thawed yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in Sub-Zero Vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to whole plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulders, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its rising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Oh, I see that. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to it. To sell yourself to a corporation? I suppose you know what that you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms? The cold floor on your feet as you padded on the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least, the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. As an ARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate 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 from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? That reminds me of Blade Runner. The the androids that they're built with an expiration date for safety. But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Drago glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye of the universe? The eye? The station. You see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Let's nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the wrecks. His drone's already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Tutorial. Okay, so Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Empty container. It does seem like I don't have any other option now, so sure. We don't seem to have any other option here. So let's end the day and rest. Four steel walls, container. You wake, curled up in the corner of the container, and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's possible to know. It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? What matters? Getting answers? Building a life. That's what matters, yes. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove, and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like the damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright, polygonal shapes like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best as you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay. Alright, so condition. Action dice and energy. Ahaha. Of course it's a dice roll. So number one is condition. Oh, I see. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You have to figure out how to recover your condition. Now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Okay, so yeah, we are not in great condition. 60%, about 60%. Number two is action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. This dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. I get it. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further action and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Okay. So apparently I can choose when to use my dice. I'm sure that's going to become more apparent as we go along. And energy. Number three, I don't have a lot of energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. So we should eat. Okay, let me just see here. Syntax says. No, you know what? I'll just do that. Yeah, there's not a lot of options, huh? Interesting. Oh, Dragos is back. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor you realize it is implanted. Oh yeah. Let me take a look at him. I didn't take the time to do that. Oh, I can access my items? Cryptocurrency stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. I have no data, apparently. He's still wearing his headset. Implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly arising. How are you feeling? Uh, okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You want after work? Sure. Alrighty then. He nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for Creo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here. But I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to manual labor, and obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Got it. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way that they are, for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe a lot. I owe a little cryo to a client here or there. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away. The drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Alright, so let's get to work. So what is R1? Oh, that's us! Cool. Efficient extractor. Is that what I have? It's the only thing that is highlighted. Okay, we don't have any upgrade points right now, so it doesn't matter. Low end gate. So we can go there. Do we have anything else? Oh. Decaying scrapyard. Yeah, we're definitely gonna go there. We wanna do some work. And I wanna help Drago. It looks cool. Okay, tutorial. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, select with D-pad and X, and then choose an action dice to assign. So let's see here. Repeatable actions. Hull dissection. Even the huskiest hull can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. Input dice. Risky. Risky. Engineer +1. So I imagine it's a dice, right? So it's random, and risky actions requires a higher number for me to succeed. Yeah. Manual salvage, repeated action. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, which are no stranger to hard labor, and that's safe. Okay, so maybe. Oh, let me keep reading over here. Actions reward you with clock progress. energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are three types of outcome. Positive, the actions goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds, and negative, the action fails. So it's only a 30% chance that it's gonna fail. That's pretty nice. Like base, right? No, no. Action dice affects those outcomes as follows. So the little 5, it's 100% positive. A 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's a 6. 6 is 100% positive. 5 is 50% positive, 50% neutral. 4 and 3 has 25% chance positive, 50% chance neutral, a 25% chance negative. And then 1 or 2 has a 50% chance for a neutral or a negative. So that's interesting. Even like there's like chance inside of a chance. Or do I get to use each one of those like as I want? Actions displays. Okay, can I go back? I want to see what's different. Actions display information about the type, risk, and level, and the skill modifiers that apply to that action. So, 1. Repeatable action is the type, either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. 2. Risky. It's the risk, either safe, risky, or danger. Safe. No loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky. Negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger. Negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. 3. Skill. Endure. The skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. And finally, 4. Modifier. Where's 4? Oh, that's 0. Either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Okay. Oh, here we go. I'm already playing the game. So we can yeah, hold this section, even the rest is, yep. So it can be risky, engineer +1. Can I look at my stuff? No, not right now. Take some time. So time, we gotta go. Adept called in. Dragos is tied up in something ugly. And if he misses a payment or two, things could get nasty. Back in business. Every salvager knows they are always just one lucky haul away from their next pay. Don't have any. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, I do want to do this. And I think I'm gonna go for the risky to begin. Did it? Oh, okay, I'm choosing the dice. Ah, I see. Should we go for a 50-50? 25? I don't have a 1 or a 2. Interesting. I'm gonna roll a 3. 25% positive, 50% neutral. It's only 25% chance I get a negative, so let's try it. Working. Neutral outcome. Clocks. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's death, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle. They can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. So that's what I was looking at before. Every salvager knows they're always just one lucky. Okay. So we got 15. We got stuff. So we did this. What about the safe one? Let's see what happens here. It's going to take some time. But okay, I'm not sure what happened. Survive. Find a doctor. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objects, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on location that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu with L1. And more. Getting a little tired here. Drives and navigation. You are now free to explore Iron's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you are out of dice. Scroll the station with the left stick. Left L2 and R2. Rotate the camera with the right stick. Good luck. Okay. What did I do? What is happening? So manual? Oh! With manual... Okay, so it makes sense for me to do this with 6. 100% positive. Let's go. Why not? Back in business. Do another one. Yes. Hidden containers, allied platings and wire bundles, thick as your arm, preserved in their trunking. And then manual salvage, just to see what happens. Positive, hey, back in business. Only one more for back in business. Dock C4. Rotunda. Wet dock. What is this? Helion crossing? Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare. But those that do always return, eventually. But I guess there's nobody here. Rotunda. Dock B2. Repay Dragos, survive. Yeah. Dragos pulled you off the salvage and set you up. Perhaps you can repay his kindness in time. Yes. I would love to do that. But I think I need to sleep now, right? Let me try doing something else. And how do I do the next one? Okay. I don't have any. Alright, let's go back to sleep. Let's go back to home. And we're gonna end cycle. Oh shit, we're starving. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body. stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them. Slipping away down them. I don't understand that. Oh, down your thoughts? Dissolving into millions of distributed nodes they connect to. Oh, my throat is scratching up. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Let's observe it first. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see, feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. Jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you, insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. We are starving, damn. Ship? Rotunda? C4? No, I mean merchants. Rotunda? Steel dock plans. Explore the rotunda. So, having its security has to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place. And the most dangerous. We could try. The rotunda of the old docks is filled with passageways and concourses leading to all kinds of docking bays. Getting to know the rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit. It means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. Yo, I got no energy, man. Yeah, we gotta eat. Salvage sortie. Take several cycles to reach the starboard belt and return. Loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Market. Ask for directions or explore the market. Damn, I gotta find a place, huh? Smells, sounds and buzzing activity of the bright market makes it a dazzling place to wander, but an enticing one too. You know what? Let's do the danger one with a 6. 50-50. It's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna go well. Local knowledge. I lost 6 crypto, apparently. Interesting. A man corners you with endless stories about the eye. He asks for a donation and is desperate to escape. You hand him some cryo. I think we can explore a little bit now. Because there's only one more thingy there. The smell, sounds, buzzing. Yep. Let's do that with this. Nah, it's gonna be fine. Trust me. Yeah, neutral. Okay. You manage to follow the flow of people and you start to appreciate, even enjoy the chaotic layout. Okay, now what? Local knowledge. The Bright Market is the busiest part of the eye's lower rim. You can find anything and everything here. Cool. Can I find a market so I can buy some food? Weird. Oh, okay, here we go. Slum Doctor. Next! Comes a call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place. But now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying head block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle toward the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Let's look at the enforcer. The enforcer is looking down the corridor and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers? You aren't so sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make a note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through this doorway. You can catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro! The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the Bright Market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Is this the doctor? Sabine? Come, sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Please, sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns. A compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on this station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. A couple of cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnosis scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames, as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or, in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? How do you know this? They shift in their seat. You aren't the first leaper I've encountered. You wait for more, but they go back to their inspection. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or anything else. Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no right, no status. They can focus on the inspections of your arm. And Ascent ARP has no reason to release stabilizers into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize against again, but they stop themselves. It's confusing. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works. And then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at her back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh. And you see the darkness under their eyes, you hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Stewart Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Amber. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, her face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the ground. Okay. This game has its charms. It's a possibility I'll play this game in the future. I like the music, and it looks interesting. It looks pretty damn interesting. Once you fully immerse yourself in this world, it looks very rich. It really feels like this is just a little, we barely scratched the surface here. Of course, it's been how long? It's been only 50 minutes. Yeah. But I'm happy to have tried this game. It's not for me right now, but I can see myself playing this game in the future. So yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. I have been Garry's Mason, and I'll see you the next time I see you. Bye-bye.